All right. It's arrived. The console with no games. This one doesn't count. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario. Before we get into this unboxing here, yes, the Switch 2 has come out. I don't know about everyone else. It kind of just feels like most this year has zoomed by pretty fast. We're already in June, and especially like when I ordered this, well, pre-ordered it 2 months ago. I got the pre-order in, and then it's kind of just like, boom, it's here. It's been a really weird timeline and console launch and everything. Yeah, we're getting the new Mario Kart, that's cool, but for the most part, there's not really many games on this system here. I'm going to acknowledge here, I do love the Switch. It is a daily driver for me. I'm primarily going to be playing, at least for now, my original Switch library here on the Switch 2 with the nice little enhancements and all that fun stuff, right? Because for me, it is worth it at least. But I'll put it like this. For people who are interested in the Switch 2, sure, go ahead, get it if you can. If you're not interested in the Switch 2, I know a lot of people who've been saying, I don't see a point to it, I don't want to get it, whatever it is. If you're against it for whatever reason, that's fine as well too. But for any of the people who are indecisive, there's really nothing wrong with being indecisive about it when, I mean, even Nintendo doesn't really know what features are going into the Switch 2. What they had to clarify that they accidentally said that variable refresh rate was going to be on the Switch 2, and they said, actually, wait, no, it's not going to be in docked mode, it's only going to be in portable mode. So anybody who has a nice monitor, I guess, rip to using variable refresh rate. There's going to be high refresh rate on here, but just not variable refresh rate, unfortunately. So this is a weird timeline here. Anyways, no, this is still going to be exciting, though, because this is something that I've been wanting to get a hold of here. Thankfully, it came in one piece. It actually arrived while I was sleeping. You all can see I was able to order it. It was able to come with no issues. I didn't get my order canceled on me. I didn't get it delayed. And probably most importantly, since I did not get it from GameStop, I did not have a receipt stapled to it, which ended up damaging my screen. I'm not kidding when I say that. Somehow some GameStop locations ended up doing it. So there's people who pre-ordered their system, they got it brand new, and it was already damaged, not even from Nintendo, not from them, from the vendor that they picked it up from. GameStop stays winning. They really do. Either way, this is going to be a fun one here. I have been excited about this. I have been wanting to tear into it, and I got Lily the dog down there, which is also another exciting thing because Lily is, as many people might know, a little bit of a staple on the channel here, but she was actually not here for the original Switch launch. I actually ended up getting the Switch on launch, the original one, and then about a month later, I end up getting Lily, so it's cool that she can join for the sequel on this. I guess with that being said, I do absolutely want to open this up, tear into it, see what's going on here, get my stuff migrated over as well too, but I do need Lily for that, so we're actually going to just move the camera over there, and I'm going to give you all a bit more of a up-close and personal look over at this unboxing, so let's get set up with Lily. You know, it's funny, I was trying to show that and I was getting some stuff set up, and then in the process, Lily got off of her bed, so then I had to get her back on. But this dog, I don't know how, I adopted her, so adopt, don't shop, if you can at least. Right from the get-go, she was 2 when I got her, and she just always had this respect for electronics. I don't know where she learned it from, I don't know how she got it, whatever it is, but I can literally have, like, consoles taken apart, parts all over the place, and she'll kind of just, like, step around all of the parts. Like, she'll be really respectful towards electronics, wires, all that stuff. Except for one time with the original Switch, she ended up accidentally hooking the charger into her dew claw here, and she started chewing on it, and she kind of destroyed the charger in the process, but that was a complete accident, so that one's forgivable. Anyways, we're doing this here, a little bit of kind of a first-person view for you all in a way, so you can kind of, sort of, unbox it through the screen. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get into this here. We got the box here. It's looking nice so far. There's that. Not really advertising any games, like, all over the place because, you know, hey, there's no games for this system. Except for this one here, I end up getting the one that has Mario Kart World because that's really like the only game I actually want to play, the only new game on here. So let's go ahead and rip this thing open. Just got to do the thing where I take this sticker off. There we go. One thing I will be surprised with, I know the Switch 2 is bigger than the original Switch and of course the Switch OLED, but I'm actually surprised by how small the box is. So at least it won't take up that much room in storage. But anyways, let's go ahead, get this thing opened here. Y'all are going to see this at the same time I do. So can we do this? Okay, whoa, okay. So this is what we're looking at here. We got both the Joy-Cons. Oh, Lily, you're interested? Okay, okay, cool. We can start pulling these out, sure. You know, good lord, wow. The tablet's big. Holy, wow, look at that. All right, one thing I am going to do, wow, that is beautiful, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you all, that is a beautiful looking tablet so far. Okay. The kickstand here. Looks like the micro SD card is going to go in there. That's going to be the express one. So unfortunately, you can't just bring your old micro SD card from your original Switch over here, but, you know, it is what it is on that. So I'll get one of those eventually. I actually did not get a SD card right now, so I'm just going to be using this Switch as is. Well, kinda. I did get one accessory for this. All right, boom. My only accessory, a screen protector right here. Well, 4 of them technically, so I'm actually going to apply that immediately here. I'll have a link for this exact one I got in the description here. I don't know how good this one is yet, but from my experience, I have used iVolar before. I actually have this on my OLED Switch. I've had it since day one, and my OLED one has been quite good with it, so that's why I went with this one here. But usually, for the most part, not 100%, but most of the time with the tempered glass stuff, in my opinion, really most companies are going to give you the same thing, and tempered glass is the one you want to go with. We still haven't even gotten into the system fully itself, but we got all the cleaning supplies here, the adapter to actually get it on there, fit it properly, of course the screen protectors. This one has 4 of them, and some additional, well, some dust absorber stickers, and even a cutie sticker and a peace love sticker. All right, cool. I'm not really a sticker person, but I mean, if you are, awesome. I already saw one speck on here, so I think that should be good. All right, so I've already got the alignment tool on there. Let's go ahead, pop this on real quick so I can actually get to using it here. Looks like you have to peel this off the back, of course, so we'll do that. There we go, and let's see. This is the fun part here. If you've never seen this before, you kind of just plop it on, and then, like, look, it's kind of doing the work for you. That's why I love these things. Like, tempered glass is great. And I guess we can take that off slowly. There we go. That's going to allow it to fit. So really the only thing that we have left is this giant bubble here, and we can kind of just push that out, and it's not going to be perfect at least, but you know what? Pretty good is going to be good enough for me. And actually, you know what? I'd say that's pretty great. All right, cool. So our Switch is now ready to use at this point. I did not want to use this thing without a screen protector, just like most of my touch-based electronics, but here we go. It's in a better spot now. You know, and since we're here, I did want to do a comparison. I got 2 other Switches right here. This one is this one's my launch model, actually, so this is just a version 1 core Switch, I guess you could say. And then this one here is the OLED Switch. So this is going to be most comparable to the OLED, but wow, okay. Okay, so that is a pretty big size difference right there. And then, of course, the OLED is like a smidge bigger, just like a tiny bit bigger than the original one here. But even so, like looking at the original one, I've done some customizations, of course, to it. But you could just see right here, I'll actually kind of compare all 3 at once. You got the Switch 2, you got the OLED in the middle, and then you got the original one right here. So it looks like that is the top side on all of them. You can kind of just feel from right to left, I guess, the evolution of this here. Because the original Switch, honestly, like, you don't even have to upgrade from it, but even just using it, it felt like a cheap toy most of the time. And then the OLED actually did feel nicer in terms of build quality, and the Switch 2 just kind of iterates and builds off of that. So it looks like we still have the fan vents here, so that unfortunately means this system is not going to be waterproof or even water resistant, so just be careful with that. I've known people who've gotten into mishaps with that before, so just try to be careful with that. Of course, we got the USB-C port up the top, the headphone jack, thank goodness, microphone right there, looks like screws and such, volume up, volume down, the power button, of course the game card slot, so as opposed to pulling it from here, you end up pulling it from the back. Oh my goodness, that feels so much nicer, honestly. That feels so much nicer than the other game card flaps. Like, look at that, too. Look at that. I know I'm getting excited over, like, the little things here, but, like, that's the comparison. That's the one that's on the OLED, which is supposed to be an improvement. That's the original one right there. So you can at least see the improvement there. Of course, the Joy-Con rails are now no longer rails anymore. Now it's just going to be some that you kind of just stick in place there. Same thing is going to be on this side right here. And then the backs of each one. This one, again, I have changed the back on it here, but you could see the original kind of like flimsy kickstand and all that. And then it did evolve onto the Switch OLED. So this one, we had the bigger one. It looks like this is more just like a natural evolution of it, which, like, I'm okay with that. So it's looking good so far. I haven't even turned it on yet, but I am excited for this. Oh, and then looking at the bottom here, you could see this how the original Switch was set up, this how the OLED was set up. So you have kind of like the grates here at the bottom, how they're set up and how this is supposed to dock and everything. Then let me go ahead and I will grab the Switch 2 because you can see right here, again, just a little more of a natural evolution on this, but this is nice so far. Like, I really have... Okay, there, just have to squeeze that out. I really have no complaints about the build quality of this so far. Like, it seems sturdy, so, you know, Nintendo, if we could go without me returning this, like, 5 times, that would be awesome. I'm not kidding when I say... I'm only, like, slightly exaggerating when I say that. I have a whole playlist chronicling that. All right, but let's actually rip a little bit more into this here. So we have... You know, the kickstand works effortlessly. I don't think Lily's going to complain about that either. Let's go ahead and get into the new Joy-Cons right here. So these are the new guys. Let's go ahead and rip them open. Okay. No other accessories on there. Is there any way to, like, connect a... Oh, I guess... Well, it's probably going to come with, like, the side piece here, and then you can connect the strap and such to it. Hey, Lily. Yeah, what, you excited about these? You want to give them a sniff? Anything? She doesn't really seem to care for, like, the right one all that much. Well, I mean, she sniffed it. The left one she doesn't care about either. Wait, Lily, what about the Switch? What do you think? Nothing. Okay, all right. You know, it's okay, Lily. That's how a lot of people feel about the Switch too anyways. So, wow. I will say the Joy-Cons feel so nice. If we can go without the drift, Nintendo, again, if we can go without the drift, that would be so nice. That would be really nice. But these feel incredibly comfortable compared to the original ones. Let me actually even get the original ones to compare. Lily, wow, you're really happy with all the controllers coming your way. Okay. Probably the best contrast here, since these are some of the white ones I've, you know, case swapped and such. Oh, and that would be interesting seeing, like, you know, the new cases that will come out. So there's the original ones, which are small, kind of feel like some toys and such, and then the new ones right here in comparison. So kind of just looking at that, there is a really noticeable size difference here. Like, everything is kind of just bigger and hopefully better on the Switch too, so that's nice so far. That's really cool. All right, gonna kind of keep these over to the side. Let's actually see how they work on the Switch too. So kind of coming over here, looks like you can just... Okay. Wow, okay. And that really doesn't come off. Like, okay, that is something that is so much nicer as well too. That is really nice. Like, I have seen this in some coverage, but like they actually did this right here. It'll be curious to see. Let's see how much, like, if I do like a little bit of a wiggle test on this. I mean, kind of hard to tell. The left one moves like a tiny bit. I would say the right one I can get loose a little more. It's not nearly to the point where, like, I've seen on, like, some of the original Switches, but there is still a little bit of, like, looseness. It's definitely noticeable. You can feel it on the right one. It might seem like I'm nitpicking here, but, like, I'm just being honest, trying to show you all everything here. Kind of, again, as someone who's used the original Switch as a daily driver for so long, I've kind of seen, you know, the positives and negatives and kind of just a little bit of quirks and failures that it's had as well, too. So, overall, though, this kind of just feels like a giant, nice tablet. Like, that's cool so far. I do like the build quality of it. I was thinking maybe it's even an issue of, like, me seating it, so in order to remove it, it's a lot easier where there's just this latch here, and you kind of just hold that down, and it releases it. That's gonna be a fun thing. I feel like people are really gonna do this a lot, just, like, mess with that, so we'll see the longevity of these, right? But you just do that, and there you go, you release it just like that. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Probably, like, in a year or two, we're just gonna see, like, what the issues are from, like, long-term wear and tear on this. But good lord, okay, again, I'm so used to the original Switch, so this is huge compared to it. Maybe not the original, but again, here's my OLED, here is the Switch, and you can see, well, the Switch 2 just kind of eclipses the OLED completely. So, nice, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm happy with this. Hey, Lily, can you move your paw, please? Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, let's see what else is in here, right? We're gonna kind of remove this. Okay, there's some stuff in here, probably some literature. All right, here we go. We do have a download code for Mario Kart World. For anybody watching this is a nice confirmation if you're wondering that the Mario Kart World bundle does come with a download code. So if you want to do something like get this bundle and then you want to resell the code or something, yeah, you can do that. Cool. All right, that helps out at least. Looks like we also have the health and safety and usage guidelines right here, which I can assure you I am not going to be reading. Lily, would you be interested in those? Okay, cool. She'll get to read them. We'll just keep it to the side there. There we go. We also have a HDMI cable. It looks like we have an actual nice one here. It is a Ultra certified cable, HDMI ultra high speed. So it's to the point where it's like, usually I feel like a lot of people are not really going to use the HDMI cable included in their setup. They're just going to use their existing ones here. But I know for these systems, especially when they have some of the fancier display options and such, you're probably going to be best just utilizing the cable that came with the system. That's my opinion on it, at least. So this one, I am actually going to be using in my setup. And here we go. We have these straps right here, which I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably barely going to use these because I barely use them for the original Switch, but let's at least see how they work, how they fit. They are color-coded, which is nice. Okay. How's this go on? Let's see. It looks like it is notched and keyed there as well too, so do you kind of put it on the... Okay, there we go. Actually, that's not bad. And then I guess you use these for the mouse functionality on this as well too. If you haven't caught up with it, I'm not joking when I say that. There is like an actual like mouse functionality where you can kind of like do something like that there. So... neat. As for the right one, we're going to do the exact same thing here. We can remove it from the system. We're going to take this. All right, it just helps out. Just remember the side with the black pads is going to be facing outwards, and then this one here, it is kind of notched and keyed yet again. So you just kind of pop it on like that. It's really like a lot of these little accessories and such for the original Switch. They definitely focused on making it effortless on the Switch 2, just easier to use in general. Now, the question is, can you actually get it off easily? Which, yes, that's all there is to it. You all might remember when the first one came out, a lot of people were getting these stuck on their Switches or their Joy-Cons by flipping them around and such, but that's it. That's all you have to do. And then it just pops back on the system. Okay, that is so much nicer. All right, and we'll go ahead and do the same thing here because, again, probably going to barely use these here. That one didn't pop off as easily, but we got that. No, I actually want this. That's what's happening. Here. Boom. There we go. I'm laughing just because so much of this felt like a pain at times on the original Switch. Now, let's see. As for the other accessories here, we do have, what is this? Oh, this is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. I do have many of these, so admittedly, I'm not really needing this here, unless, is it going to be for the, oh, okay. All right, all right. I will admit I probably have nicer chargers on deck here, but this is the actual new Switch 2 charger here. And then as opposed to the cable being connected here, you do have a USB Type-C cable that you can plug, unplug, so you can use all that. So I will pair it up with this at least. However, the nice thing is now, if you want a really long cable, or even if you want a shorter cable, you can just pair it directly with the charger. As long as it's a good cable, that should be fine. We got this here. Is this the little like dog face type controller thing? They brought it back. There's some people who absolutely love this, and there's other people who don't care for it at all. I'm of the latter camp. I do not care for this thing at all, but using this here, again, we kind of, all right, pop that one on, remove this here, pop this on. Okay. Yeah, I still don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying this out. I don't like it. So that really hasn't changed anything for me. Is it an accessory that comes with the console? Sure. Do I like it? Not so much. I don't really like my controllers square. This is more of a square, you can see. So we're going to take these off, put them back on the Switch, and probably use this thing maybe 1 or 2 more times ever. Now, when I actually I'm going to be honest, I just put it back in the packaging here. I'm not really into this. I really didn't like this accessory all that much, and that didn't change for me. And the last thing in here is going to be the dock itself. So let's see what's going on here. It is bigger. I can feel that. Whoa, okay, look at that. Wow. It is totally vented on the bottom. I am surprised with that. It kind of looks like very round on the back. Kind of egg shape. If we open this thing up, oh, okay, that just completely comes off. I thought there was going to be a hinge on it or something, but I guess that way there's like less movable parts and less things to break. I don't know. But you can see there is a vent here. That's where the actual Switch 2 goes into, and then yeah, if we remove that, then the actual ports we have are, yes, Lily, we have USB-C for the power itself, HDMI, obviously, for audio, video out, and then Ethernet right there for, well, internet, of course, hardwired internet, which I do appreciate having this on here. You don't have to buy an extra adapter, and they're focused on that. There's 2 USB ports on the side here, and that is it. So functionality-wise, it is pretty similar. I know this is a better one, it's upgraded, and it's for the Switch 2. Functionality-wise, it's pretty similar to the Switch OLED dock. Then let's see, for the actual Switch 2 itself, it just kind of fits in like so. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of like comically huge how it looks here, and I'm gonna move the box to the side since, well, I mean, you can look in here, we've unboxed everything in here. It's, the unboxing's done, right? It's done. So just as a size comparison, because I was wanting to see this here, wow, again, compare the Switch 2 now, this just looks like a small toy, but here is like the original, that's the OG dock. Yeah, Lily, you can, see, she's making fun of it, she's laughing. Actually, no, she's upset because FedEx is outside. She does not like delivery drivers. But just to keep it original right here, we'll go ahead, set up my original Switch. So if we pop that in, and there we go. That's how it looks. So original next to dock. Yeah. yeah. No, these are, there's a noticeable size difference on here, you could see. And even so, yeah, I'm holding upside down on that. Yeah, you could see here, though, much better ventilation on the Switch 2 dock, it seems, versus the original Switch dock. So we'll see how that goes. I will say real quick, though, I do know there were some people who were having some discourse online when this was first revealed over the fan and the cooling system inside of the Switch 2 dock. My first thought was, honestly, just take note of this here. I'm going to say this, and I want you all to take note of this if you're this far in the video. If in about a year you see a lot of people complaining about like the Switch 2 dock like overheating or like making excessive fan noise or whatever it is, I really doubt that's going to be an issue with the dock. It's going to be people telling on how dirty their environments are, and you just need to tell those people, please open up your dock, clean it, and probably clean up the rest of your environment too. I've just seen that happen so many times. So again, I feel like whenever people start complaining about how loud the Switch 2 dock is, they're gonna kind of be telling on themselves. And I'm gonna keep forgetting to put this on here, so let me just plop that back on. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is not, I feel like a lot of people are just going to keep this off. Like, honestly, I feel like a lot of people are just going to forget about this part. So if you see a bunch of Switch 2 docks that are missing the back, don't be surprised. However, let's actually get into giving this a shot here. So I would be surprised if this didn't have power, but this should have power. Lily, you excited about it? You want to smell it? Okay, she's happy about it. All right, let's power this thing on. All right. Also, I can tell just from the black and everything on there, this is, oh, that still looks good. I can tell it's not an OLED screen, but it looks quite good. Ooh, okay. There we go. Okay, honestly, just like right off the bat, I could tell you the screen looks gorgeous. So no complaints on that. The sound is also coming from the bottom here, so that's of course where the speakers are at. And even just right off the bat, again, because like I use the original Switch on like a near daily basis here, the speakers are a lot nicer on this. Like, so far, everything is an upgrade on this, at least hardware-wise. All right, so checking out, let's see, English, US, yep. And here we go, we're going through the initial process here. I know some people might be raging seeing this updated. It's downloading the update in the background. I know some people might be a little irked about this here, but here's the thing, for me at least, this Switch 2 is gonna stay stock, it's gonna stay updated, it's going to be my actual daily driver on here. But don't you worry, for the homebrew modding scene, whatever might happen, I am going to be paying attention to that, and, well, I still have an original Switch for that as well, too, so we're in a good shape there. Hey, Lily, can you see? Wow, all right, Lily is not interested in changing play styles at all, so, using stand, all right, cool. Yep, we've already, I've already done a lot of this stuff already here, so we can do that. Yep, it's just teaching us how to do everything on there. Select next with the controller removed. Oh, it actually wants us to do this now. Okay. All right, so I guess we can dock this. So Lily, you're going to have to, or not dock it, but here, you're going to have to hold that for me. So there we go. We're going to connect it to a TV later. I don't care about the attachment on here. Choose a style. Yep. And there we go, it's still downloading the update data. So I'll go ahead, just pop these back on. Again, that is, let's look at that, just effortless, dude. Like, oh, also I'm curious about the little animation right there. Okay, yep, so it still does that. I'll be curious too, again, once case mods and all that start coming out for these here, I'll be curious if there's a way to change the color on that. You can do that on the original Switch Joy-Cons, so I've done that a few times. For example, here is my original one, and if I do the same thing, let me go ahead, detach that. I don't remember what the original colors were on here, but these are kind of like the smoky clear ones that I installed, and if you end up doing the same thing, so you can end up changing the color on that. So you can do that within, there's software on your PC that you can do that for, and you don't even have to have a modded system. But speaking of that, look at that. It's updating, and it's restarting. And there we go. All right. So we've probably burned a few E-fuses along the way, but that's fine. And it is really taking its sweet time to boot up here. Wow. I guess that was a pretty hefty day one update then. It's, is it? It's on, right? Okay, yeah, it's on. Okay, system update complete. That took longer than it normally did on here. Oh, okay, and then transfer data from the Switch to the Switch 2. I do want to do a system transfer from my main Switch, so if you have one of these, insert it. I do not have one of these here. And I'll tell you this, I chose not to get one of these express cards right now, just because the Switch 2 by default, I believe it has 256 gigabytes of internal storage, which is good. And I'm not going to put all my library on here just yet. So I know I'm still going to have some breathing room, and I'll just wait for the market to kind of stabilize a little bit with the new like express micro SD cards. So we'll see how it goes. I'll just look at the prices and such, but either way, we'll skip that for now. Yep, I gotta do all this. All right, well, I signed into my account here, so now I guess I need to physically put these two systems close together. But odd observation, but the system music on here, like the system setup music, it's actually like, it's pretty nice, it's pretty calming, it's kind of a bop, I'm not gonna lie. So like, if someone ended up taking like the Nintendo Switch 2 like setup background music and they did like a 24-hour loop of it, I wouldn't be mad at them, I'll be honest. I would probably have it running in the background. Anyways, let's see what we have to do with this here. So we gotta do this, connect an AC adapter. Well, it's a good thing they end up giving me an AC adapter. Now here's one thing I'm curious about, because it has two USB-C ports technically. So okay, it was just under 70% charged up here. So we can do this. Let's go ahead, do next, bring the systems close. So the source system, how is it gonna know? Okay, I think there's a setting on here. Let me check this. So now I'm getting my OLED here. I think I can come over here. Where is it? And here we go. I noticed this setting here recently, but it's in system settings, system transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. So this is running the latest firmware. We're all good on that. Yep. All right, we're going to do this next. And this is just telling us right here there's going to be some games that aren't going to be properly compatible on the Nintendo Switch 2. I know that's been covered a bit, but that's fine. This is also funny, by the way. Make sure your Switch 2 system is nearby. You can hit done, or you could say, I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 yet. We'll say done. Is it detecting? Let's see. Oh, sorry, Lily. Just kind of reading this here. This is just letting us know that other users' data is going to be transferred over, which is fine. It's just my data and my girlfriend's data on here, so that's fine. She can also play on the Switch too. No issue with that. This here is actually worth looking at. So there's going to be some games that you just have to completely remove the save data from this system, which is a little disappointing, but let me just see if there's, I mean, Let's Go Pikachu I already finished. Arceus, I didn't get too far into. Several demos. Oh, Animal Crossing New Horizons, so it's just going to transfer my island over. So I can't play with my island on this one. Interesting. Okay. Demos, Fall Guys, I think that's just live service at this point, and then demos. So this is just for anybody who might be curious about that, but I'm okay with this. And this also needs an AC adapter. Okay, fine. We'll go Assassin's Creed on this. I end up getting this nicer charger at one point for my Steam Deck. So, you know, I'm just going to go meta, and I'm just going to plug both switches in here at the same time. Maybe we can hardwire it that way. I'm kidding, I know that's not how it works, but still, I'm just going to use one charger for both of them. Oh, you unplug it, it just straight up says can't charge, but it's like, because I unplugged this here, but let's see if we pop both of these in. Alright, the Switch 2 is okay with that, so that's good. And if we pull this one up, let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Okay, it's charging up, so, there's only one option, cancel, like, don't tell me we have to, okay, no, we don't have to redo that whole process again. And then I guess right here, we're gonna hit done. You know, here, I already knew about this step, but I guess it gives us all the information on this. Please keep the system on this screen. All right, I guess keep it on this screen. But now I'm just here, I'm like, is this stuck, or like, what is going on with this? Let me, you know what, let me just try this process again. Y'all can see here, y'all can see with me, it is definitely charging, so there's no issue there. It's plugged into an AC adapter. Now, here's a thought. It is saying the AC adapter. Is it going to be so picky that it wants the original Switch? Let's just see. Hold on. Let me check. All right, right here I have the completely stock, completely original charger right here. So let's go ahead and get this one plugged in. Let's give this a try. Unplug this. We're going to plug in this one here. Wow. Okay, so it is that picky. Funny enough, I end up giving the original. This is just, I'm covering this just to hopefully help out people, and maybe if you're entertained by this, awesome. But yeah, this is just so you know, I end up giving it a better and faster charger, but no, it still wants the original Nintendo branded one. So that is why, you know, for the original Switch, I've just noticed with the issues that it's had, it's just best to use the charger that came with the system. That's what I've noticed, at least. Either way, we can kind of just keep that over there. This one, the Switch 2, is not as picky because I have it in a third-party charger and it's fine. So I guess we'll go ahead, start the download. Is it going? Well, it's thinking at least. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. And there we go. Okay. So I guess I'll just put both of them to the side here and let them transfer over. Lily, you seem to be really happy with this transfer, so that's good at least. And it looks like, well, it went from 13 minutes to 9 minutes, so it's going to take me like 10 minutes to do the system transfer here. So yeah, 10 minutes right as I say that. So I guess we'll just let it transfer. All right, it just finished, so it is rebooting. That took about 10 minutes here, so let's wait for that to finish. And that is still... It says sending save data, even though that's off, so we'll just wait and see. Oh. Okay. I haven't really seen a mid-reboot during a save data transfer, but now y'all have seen it. And looks like, okay, here, data has been sent. Please wait until the process complete on the Switch 2. So I guess here it's setting up the system. I suppose I can hit OK on that. So like that's all good at this point. I can just like pop that in sleep mode and we're good now. So I guess we don't really need the Switch. Well, the original Switch now, or the OLED. We don't need the Switch 1 is what I'm trying to say. And we're just waiting for this to finish up. And here we go. It should tell you at the end, oh, we got that nice music playing again. So that's good. But it says download complete. Software will be downloaded later. We can hit next. I don't have the micro SD card. That's okay. Data can also be imported from micro SD card later on. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. So we can hit OK on that. System transfer complete. So that's good. And theme color from the source will be carried over, so that's good. Let's go ahead and hit that. Ooh, okay. All right. This is new. Okay, I like that. That's cool. I like that. And the I will say the dark theme on here, I can actually load this up from the original one. Well, you know, funny enough, again, this is not the original. This is the OLED. This is the Switch 2. And the dark colors here, actually, the dark theme looks darker on here. I guess I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they had changed the actual color as well, too. But one thing as well, if we go check this out, themes. This is to confirm for you all that there's still only 2 themes on the Switch. There's light and there's dark. Meaning that now I can no longer make the joke that the Switch has more themes than the PS5. I'm not kidding, actually. There was a recent update that now puts like all the legacy themes back on the PS5. They're not great, in all honesty. I don't think they look good, but the PS5 now has like 5 themes compared to the 2 on the Switch, 1 and 2. This is nice too. I end up having this zoom in feature on here enabled, so it looks like they carried over all of my tweaks and settings by default, but the changes here, like the sounds and such, have definitely changed on the Switch too. It looks like even though there's going to be 2 different firmwares, because like there's the Switch firmware and there's the Switch 2 firmware. It looks like they're going to run on the same numbering scheme, because I know this one was just updated to 20.1.1, and if you check right here, this one is currently 20.1.1. So again, it's not going to be the same firmware update, I know about that, but it looks like they're going to use the same numbering. And there we go, that is our system storage, so indeed about 256 gigabytes on here. That's nice to have right off the bat at least. Okay, now one thing I want to test with you all that I'm super curious about, because some people might be wondering, what is the first game you're going to play? What are you going to try out? Are you going to fire up that Mario game? Absolutely not. No. Mario Kart World is not going to be the first game I'm trying, but let's go ahead, pop in a cart. Oh, that feels so much nicer. So we're going to try 2 things in one. Now, I've done a couple of videos about this device here. This is a, well, game switcher, game changer, quite literally a game changer. I actually have 2 of these, and I use these almost every single day, like really whenever I use my Switch in docked mode. So I am curious if this does work on here, so I've adapted it. It's typically supposed to like hang onto the side of the dock, and then you connect it here, but it can work in this mode here, although I'm not going to recommend it. So since it can technically work, we're going to plug it in. Okay, is that gonna go? Okay, you know, I think this will actually work better on the bottom USB port than the top one. So I'm gonna kind of finagle this a little bit here. Gonna come up to the top, see if I can connect this in place. So technically the first game I'm gonna be trying is not even a game, but it's gonna be this adapter here. Did it recognize? Is it doing anything? Okay, I mean, okay. No, actually it recognized it. I only put 2 cartridges in here, but look at that. Okay. And if I try to run that, couldn't find some necessary data. Yes, we're going to download that. And downloading data, I don't know if it's going to download my save, or if it, actually no, that's not a save, that's too big for that. I could just tell from the time here. So it looks like it's going to download the latest update, and then I'll be able to pull my save from, you know, like the cloud storage. So I know this here is a really ugly setup that I would not recommend using under normal circumstances, but I'm doing this not only for demonstration purposes, but actually just to verify even for myself that not only these game adapters do work. I guess it's a game switcher, Switch game switcher. It does work on here. Unfortunately, I can't test it with Switch 2 games because I did not pick up any physical Switch 2 cartridges. I'll get one when I get one. When I see one that I actually want to purchase, I will get one of those. But these original adapters do work on here, and Ring Fit Adventure is the other thing I want to try. And I want to see if it actually works with the, it's not emulation technically, but the compatibility layer. Let's see how well it works. And it is almost done with the download. Okay, yep. Update download complete. Oh, and it installed it like instantly as well too, so it doesn't have to do the separate install process. It does boot up like a standard Switch game, and then let's see what we do here. I am going to have to synchronize the controllers for this as well too, so I need the original Joy-Cons for it, but that's fine. I have several pairs of those, so that's all good. All right, and boom. There we go. I'll turn it down a little bit, but like it is booting up, it is working, and this is all through this adapter right here. So I do need to get this synchronized. Also, since I confirmed this works, I'm actually going to exit out of here, and I'm just going to yank this out completely and just use the actual bare bones cartridge on here because, well, you shouldn't be using this. There's no need to use this here in portable mode. Oh, and for what it's worth, that is definitely well, the cartridges slide nicer in there. That's good. That's good. They slide in, that's all good. It's showing up right there, so no issues there. All right, so let me go ahead and try and synchronize a set of original controllers and see how that works. So you should go to the same place here. It's gonna be the same as before, so you hold down the sync button for a few seconds. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Yep, one of them has been paired. The other one's getting paired up here. All right, awesome. And I'm doing this again because you cannot use the new Joy-Cons, unfortunately, on this game here. And this is probably the most important game I play. I'm gonna show you all why. Not only I do use it as a workout game, and I play it pretty much every weekday, but let's verify this, make sure it works. You know, I've done what it's telling me, but I think I have to stand up for this as well too. It's not gonna let me sit down for this workout. This here is why I wanted to show this, because I just wanted to take a moment and say, I am one of those people, I don't play games with a challenge, so I don't do the Soulsborne, I don't do Dark Souls, Bloodborne, even Kingsfield. I don't really rock with any of those games, but the game I do play, which dare I say is more challenging, is Ring Fit Adventure. And you can see right here, I didn't get to the level I wanted to. I wanted to see if I could max out my level, because I don't know what it it is actually before I get the Switch 2. But on the day of the Switch 2's release, I am a level 932, and I do play on the highest difficulty. I've finished this game multiple times, so this is pretty much my physical Dark Souls right here. But I can confirm it works, so that's awesome. Anyways, with that being said, we got the Switch 2 unboxed, turned on, updated, system transferred, and I was also able to verify that this Switch game is working on there, was able to get the Joy-Con synchronized, all that fun stuff. So there is one last thing I'd like to try, but I'm actually going to head over to my computer for this. One thing here, I am verifying this. I know this looks silly, but I'm trying to put the Switch 2 in the original Switch dock, and unfortunately, that is no dice. No-go. That is a no-go on that. So unfortunately, if you have a collection of original Switch docks, you are not going to be able to use them with the Switch 2. It just, not going to fit. Not gonna fit. I even have this dock right here, which the innards are a completely stock Switch dock like that one in the corner. However, it is a third-party case. I ended up, modding this in a few months after I got the original Switch. But you can see the same thing here. It just does not connect. And that just seems to be how the Switch 2 is physically keyed. So I know they did that on purpose here, but yeah, that's just a heads up for you all. It's funny, I take the computer comment back. I was actually about to go set this up near my PC, my capture card and everything, and see if I could do this. But I also had the idea, I want to see how backwards compatible this dock is, the Switch 2 dock, and the answer is no. It is not. Here is my OLED here. We'll go ahead, turn it on so y'all can see. It's not connected to anything, but you can just see here, if I drop it in, yeah, that's not going. So it's been keyed differently. So that one, I will say, is actually disappointing in my opinion. I can understand the Switch 2 not working on the original Switch dock. I get that. But I was at least hoping that there would be backwards compatibility. So, ideally you could just, if you want to, you could upgrade your Switch 1 docks over to Switch 2 docks, and you could use both systems if you wanted to. But no, this is just a heads up for you all. I'm not sure how many people were curious about this or how many people looked into this, but unfortunately you are going to need 2 docks for this. If you have the original Switch, you still need the Switch dock. If you have a Switch 2, you need the Switch 2 dock. They are not backwards or forwards compatible with each other, so you have to have each dock per system on there. So that is a little disappointing, but it's fine. We can work with this. It's okay. That's really like my only disappointment on this so far. I say this because there might be some people in this same position, but I'm still going to plan on using the original Switch for a few reasons. So at least I'm kind of just thinking in my game room setup, I'm probably just going to have both of these docks next to each other, where I'll have, I guess, the original Switch dock for the original Switch and the Switch 2 dock for the Switch 2. That's kind of just how you have to roll with it, which is fine. That works out. We can work around it. Right, Lily? Lily seems to be, panting over it. Either way, that is about it for this video here. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you all got to have some fun unboxing this with me, checking it out here, and let me know your thoughts on this. Did you end up getting a Switch 2? Are you thinking about getting a Switch 2? Do you like the Switch 2? Do you detest the Switch 2? What are you going to be using your Switch 2 for? What would you use your Switch 2 for? For me personally, like I said, I am going to be redeeming that code, so I will be getting Mario Kart World on here, of course. I think the other games I'm going to plan on getting at least right off the bat are Deltarune. I actually really like Undertale and Deltarune. I know some people cringe about that, but you know what? I will say, apparently the fan base is cringe, but because I don't know anything about the fan base, I've been able to enjoy the games by themselves. So I could definitely recommend that to you all. Just don't pay attention to the fan base and it's probably going to be enjoyable. But I know Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 just came out, so I'm definitely going to get that, and I'm probably going to get that like welcome intro game as well too. It's like $10 or so. So those will be the games. But until then, as you can see, oh, it's updating my stuff right now, so that's good. But you can see right here that if we load this up, I'm not going to have enough space for all these updates, so we're going to have to see how it goes. But no, as it very slowly loads in here, you could see this is my collection of games here. So what I'm saying here is I'm still going to be entertained for a while. Like, this really isn't going to be much of a detriment to me. Either way, that is about it for this video here. This is Mr. Mario, signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, a like would absolutely be appreciated. If you didn't like it, a dislike is fine as well, too. And Lily, hey, Lily, this is yours now. This is yours. There you go. She's like, what did you put in my face? That's how she's looking. Okay, she's happy. We're good. She's happy. She likes the Switch too. We're good.